Hi! Welcome to another video. In this one, I will be painting with some gouache paints that I got from Five Below a while back, which I swatched in a previous video. I think I've mentioned before, but I don't have that much experience using gouache. I've used it a few times, but I just never really got into it, so I thought I'd give them another go. Since I don't totally understand how to use them though, I decided to use a tutorial for this video, which I'll link in the description below. Also, I do apologize for the missing footage of the first little leaf sprig that I paint. I genuinely do not know what happened to it, as this was recorded last spring. My best guess is that I just forgot to press record. I felt like doing just one leaf wasn't really enough, so I decided to do a few more, just in different colors. I did have to mix some of my own colors, since the set doesn't come with like brown or like midtones, I suppose you could call them. Like it doesn't have, or like it has dark and light versions of colors, but it doesn't really have anything like in between. While doing the tutorial, I took some notes on these paints. One of which was that they felt kind of sticky. Frankly, I don't remember what past me meant by that, but maybe that's normal for these kinds of paints. So if anyone knows, please let me know. I do remember noticing that I needed to add a little bit of water to the paint, just to get them to flow a little better across the page, which that makes sense since gouache, I think, is basically just sort of like opaque watercolor. These paints weren't totally awful in terms of opacity, but they weren't the best either, especially when layered on top of each other, although that could also just be a skill issue on my part, or maybe that's normal. Other than that, there really isn't much else to say about these paints. They're not the best, but they're fine for what they are. I personally wouldn't get these again. I think I just don't like gouache that much, but I think for a beginner set, it does its job. I should note, however, that the little container of lavender did get moldy a few months after purchasing them, as did one other color that I just recently opened, because I just wanted to play around with them a bit again. So that would be something else to consider if you wanted to buy these paints. I know there are like other brands that make these sort of like jelly gouache paints, which I think that's what these are, and I don't know if maybe people have had issues with those getting moldy as well, but or maybe if it's just like this specific kind, but yeah, just something to be aware of. That's all I have today, so thank you as always for watching, and see you next time.